3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Hello and welcome to the next Thunderbird 2 video where we're going to be building a pod vehicle in its entirety and looking at some of the inner details of the main Thunderbird 2 ship. I hope you enjoyed my video last week, the definitive elevator car video. It is a brand new pod vehicle this time, something that we haven't seen before, and all the parts you see are here. I am kind of going off the two-issue format a little bit because I wanted to get all of this pod vehicle done in one video, because the next few videos are going to be focused more on Thunderbird 2 and things like that. It just makes more sense from a watching point of view. So the pod vehicle this time is the monobrake. And to start off with the monobrake, you need all of these pieces here. Now, to start off with, you need to attach the wheels. We've done this many times before. We did this last week with the elevator car. The only difference with the monobrake is that you put all two wheels onto the axle now. You don't push it through any chassis or anything like that. You put them on now, so they're all rolling about, all four of them, and then put them to one side because we'll need them a little later on. Just going to clear the decks here and bring in the main body of the monobrake here. Now, we didn't really see this in action much in Thunderbirds. It is designed to do a lot more than we actually saw, attached to they're not called trains, they're called something, I'll put it here, attached to the rail of those, and it's also designed to be small enough to fit underneath one if one of them went over it. So that is a pretty cool design. So yeah, this is the main body. You already see we've got some very nice small detail here, the International Rescue sign there, and this is silver painted on the black, and there is no paint smudging at all, which is pretty awesome. So what we need to do is attach the cockpit, which is this little grey piece here, and then you flip this around and we just push it into these holes there like this. Oh, it's a little fiddly. It goes in there like that. You will need to glue it down because that is very loose, so I recommend just putting a little bit of glue just on that flat bit there. In fact, I'll show you. Just on this bit here, just a little drop of glue like that, and then push it in, and hopefully that will hold it in, and it does. There we go. Oh no, it doesn't. Cool. Nice fiddly start. Where's the best place to put the glue then on this thing? It's probably on that ridge there. Okay, so I'm just going to put, lost track now. Okay, I'm just going to, so if I put that in that way, yeah, okay, it's this little ridge here. Just here, sorry. Just a little bit of glue there. And then push that back in. Here we go. Push that in so it starts to set. We're off to a very slow start here, but yeah, that is that grey part all done there. I'm just going to move the camera because I know that I have been doing stuff off camera more because of my bad camera placement, so I'm sorry about that. I'm going to sort this out for this video and all videos going forward, I promise. So the next part you'll need is this nice silver part here with these four lines, and this will actually fit over this part there with some glue. You see that the hole is actually the same shape as the grey part we just installed. Now you need to make sure you get it the right way round. It isn't symmetrical. You see that the curve is actually a little lower than it's not center, it's a little bit lower, a little bit off center, lower. This is the wrong way around, for example, when the curve is going up. Hope you can see the difference. You want it facing down that away. So we just get a bit of glue on this grey part there. And making sure that you have it make sure that you have the monobrake even this way round. You just push this grey part, oh blimey, onto here like that. It's a nice tight fit. Just make sure you push it on so it is flush like that. There we go. There we go. So it looked like that when it's all in place, held firmly in between the two red parts and with the glue on the grey part there. Then the next piece of detailing is very similar. It's this silver piece here, but it's just got two of the sticking out lines there, and it is central. The curve isn't up or down, it is central, and that just fits into that little tab on there. So just glue the tab with your glue. There we go, and then just push that bit on there like that, and that will start to set in place there and match up this one here. Looking very nice indeed. Okay, and then you get this silver part here, and you see that it does match up with the slots. You just pop it down on there so that it is level there, but it overhangs here like that, and that just fits in place. It doesn't say to glue it in the instruction, so I'm just going to leave it loose for now. We probably will have to glue it at some point. And then with that silver bit on, you flip it around and you see that we have 4 holes there and 4 holes there. These are of course for the wheels, so we just get the wheels and place them in those 4 holes. 2 holes each, well 8 holes technically, like that. And then you see we've got little holes there for the pegs that match up with this part. Now you need to make sure that you get this part right. You want it so, so that the overhanging part here goes there, and it will just fit on there like that. Hold on, let me put some glue on the pegs. Just make sure that all the curves line up with the wheels. There we go. And it'll just clip on there like that. Looking very cool. Yeah, very nice. Oh my word, I've just noticed, I mean it's not fully detailed, but look at that International Rescue outline logo there on something so small. That's amazing. That is brilliant. And here are a close up of the wheels. They do look a little bit different to the wheels we have seen before, but still very cool. Okay, then of course, like all pod vehicles, it comes with treads. So we just thread the tread over these wheels. It doesn't have one spiky wheel like other pod vehicles. They are all spherical, so it doesn't matter which way around we put those wheels in. And the treads, I have trouble with this one. Oh, it's interesting. Right, let me just neaten this up off camera. And actually there was a reason that I couldn't get the treads on well, and that is because of this little detail here. You see in the middle of the tread we've got this very thin line which needs to go over the groove of the wheels. So just be wary of that. That is what holds this tread in place. You know, like I say, we don't have a spiky wheel. It's that very thin line that needs to go over. It's falling apart again. I can feel it. Yeah, that, see, it goes in the middle there, so the wheels will move. Oh, what I like is if you move this one, those other wheels move. I wonder if that's the same with the other pod vehicles. It probably is. You just probably can't see it. Oh yeah, it is. Ace, didn't really realise that. Awesome. Anyway, moving on to the next part of this monobrake. We are going to be attaching these very, very small lights, which you can see here. They are slightly different. There is a slightly taller one and a slightly thinner one. The thinner one, slightly thinner one and slightly fatter one. The thinner one goes into this little hole here because the light faces towards us and faces behind on this one. Whereas when you glue this one in, it's on a slightly different angle. Let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to pop some glue on it. So let's just pop this in there. Like that. Push it in. You see both of the lights are now facing... Ooh. This glue is not wanting to set this time. Now the wheels are all out of place. There we go. Okay, so the light is facing that way and that light is facing that way, which is awesome. I'm really going to wait for this glue to set before I continue with the monobrake, so I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been a while now and hopefully that will not come out again. So, just got a few more holes here that we need to fill in with more parts. The first part we need is this fuel tank here, which has 2 pegs, which I'm just going to glue. 1 peg there, 1 peg there, and it fits into these 2 holes there, like that. Come on, I should do, if I get everything all lined up correctly. Why are you wanting to go in? There we go. That's a nice push in there like that, and it creates these 3 holes which are for more add-ons. But before we look at them, we've just got this nice white part here. Now we do have our first paint going over the lines on this part, which is a little odd to see, it has to be said. You do get used to the painting on this model being pristine, but that just goes in there like that. We've got a nice white background there for the cockpit, and you see these are the 2 seats here like that. Okay, then we move this main body aside and we bring in this smaller piece here, which has very, very nice small paint detailing on. Very cool indeed. And then we get this silver part here, which is called the engine, which is a little bizarre, but that's what it is called. And that will need to fit on there. Whoops, I forgot to glue it. Let's put some glue just in the center there. Don't you come out? Yeah. And then you need to face the engine this way, so it's pointing that way, and just pop that on there. That just sits very nicely in there like that. And then at the back, you have a space for this black part here. So again, just put some glue just on there and just push this black circular part in there. Very nice. Looking great. And then the final part for this little cannon thing is super tiny. It's this part here with these 2 pegs, and it has a little sticking out part on this side and it's blank on this side. So let me just get some glue on these pegs, which are tiny. And you want the sticky out part facing that silver engine part we just put in. Oh no. It's so small. It is so small. And I did actually use tweezers for that part because it is so small, but that just goes on there like that. And that is that little cannony part done. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but I do know that it fits into these 3 holes there. You get 3 pegs there. So glue on that one, glue on that one, glue on that one. Just a little bit more for good luck. And we just pop it down on there like that. And make sure you push it right in so it looks like that when it's all done. And then the final part of the monobrake just goes just above this International Rescue sign here. So we just want a little bit of glue there. And I will use tweezers for this part as well because it is frosted. My tweezers work anyway. Come on, there we go. Oh, my tweezers aren't working, so I'm going to have to use my hands. But you just get this glass part and just pop it into that gap there if it wants to take, which it doesn't. Okay, there we go. Just make sure you push that right in. There we go. There's the windscreen all on there like that. And that is the monobrake all done. So a very bizarre pod vehicle this. Like I say, I think we only used it going into, saw it even going into a tunnel and coming out of a tunnel. Correct me in the comments down below if I am wrong. And now that it's all installed actually, I know that this part doesn't move. So I am just going to glue it on properly. So put some glue on the pegs there. And then just pop that on there. And then that will set. And then that is the monobrake all done. Very, very bizarre looking pod vehicle. But Very cool, especially that little International Rescue logo there. Loving that. And of course it looks great displayed with all the other pod vehicles we have done this far. And actually this marks the halfway point of Thunderbird 2. There are only 80 issues in Thunderbird 2. There are some extra special ones, but I'm not sure we're going to get them. So as it stands at the moment, we're halfway through this build, which is pretty cool. And look at all the pod vehicles we have got just halfway. It's mind-blowing. It's brilliant. I'm loving building these pod vehicles, but the main feature, of course, is that gorgeous Thunderbird 2 model we are building towards. So after the break, we will do more on the inner workings of Thunderbird 2. So cosplaying is something that I've never really got into. I mean, I've dressed up as the Hobgoblin, Jon Snow, Spider-Man once. I always wear my communicator actually, so technically I'm always a Power Ranger, so you know, in case you want to mess with me, just remember that. I'm a Power Ranger. And my wedding ring was made in New Zealand and has Elvish inscription on it. So yeah, okay, I do like cosplaying quite a bit. As you can see in this picture here, I'm very young and I am dressed as a Thunderbird. And if you want to cosplay as a Thunderbird, then the Jerry Anderson official store has some t-shirts that might be right up your alley. Yes, we have Scott and Virgil Tracy cosplay t-shirts. They come in short sleeve or long sleeve and they look fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So if you are looking to put together a Thunderbird costume, this might be the starting point for you. So please see down below for links to these items, plus more from the Jerry Anderson official store. Following the links down below will also help out the channel, which will be much appreciated. So what are you waiting for? Click now and find your perfect purchase today. Hello and welcome back, and we have some very simple but very cool parts to put on to Thunderbird 2. Some of the inner workings in making these telescopic legs move. So to start off with then, we are given two of these cog parts there that look a bit like chocolate fountains. What you need to do is you just need to get one and put it into this circle part here. Just put it like that with all the teeth facing up, and then you get the other one there. And you just pop it into the exact same hole on the opposite side like that, again with the teeth facing up. Then we have these parts here, which again are little cogs with teeth and metal poles. What you need to do is you need to put the three cogs into this corner here, this corner here, this corner here, but not this corner. This corner, it doesn't get one. So what you need to do is you just get the metal pole and just pop it into this hole here like that. And then you get the cog with the teeth facing up and just put it over the metal pole there like that. You then swing round your Thunderbird so that you have this hole here, which you put the peg in, and then you get the cog with the teeth facing up and just pop it over the peg there like that. And then the final one is just here, where you put the peg in like that, and then get the cog, teeth facing up, and pop it over that pole there like that. And when it is all done, it will look something like this. Now I've turned it around with the different shots, so it's not this corner here, it is this one here. You see the cog there, this one there with the cog there, and this one here with the cog there. And that is all you do to Thunderbird 2 in this video, which makes it the end of the video. So I really hope that you have enjoyed building the Monobrake with me, and I hope that getting these few cogs into Thunderbird 2 has made you excited about what is to come in the future for Thunderbird 2. To find out, you'll have to join me next week, where we're going to be building more of this amazing Thunderbird 2 model. So until then guys, take care, FAB, bye bye. I just want to thank my patrons John Medney, Jay Fauschenbauer, Tom Butcher, Jerry Wilson, Omar Khan, Gary Lewis, Simon Edwards, John Dunseith, Glenn Philo, Andrew Woods, Fabio Gugel, Simon Dunn, Brick Bardo, Thomas Parker, David Cunningham, Mark Frampton, Louis Pays, Terry Schwanditz, Donovan Asmawid Jaja, James Brown Jr., the Miskatonic University Podcast, Dave Westbury, Michael Chambers, Marcus Simon, Vince Steele, Savigny Barrett, Michael Anderson, and Flash. Without you guys, this video would not have been possible and this channel would be dead, so thank you very much.